So today's conversation.
We are the we
are the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I know that song. I mean, what are we called? We are the petrosexuals.
The petrosexuals. But yeah, after you guys mentioned that if petrol goes extinct, then our name has to change.
Petrol is never going extinct. You can leave those dreams in the past.
I have nothing to say to that. I neither agree nor disagree with that statement.
It's never going extinct. Even if the Euro countries and the US come together and pass all of these policies, Africa is going to be the dumping ground for a lot of V8s. And we'll be happy to accept
that bit.
You know, there was this thing I read recently about synthetic petrol. You know, that would not
mind
basically affect the atmosphere as bad as our current. I mean, if that becomes a thing, who needs EVs?
Nobody.
No, seriously, like if they crack the hydrogen technology bit, that is it.
Bruh, I am not going to trust any Ghanaian fuel pump with hydrogen. Bruh,
why?
I am not. No.
What's the worst that can happen?
I mean,
wait, you don't trust? But Nigerians trusted a fuel pump and you're putting hydrogen to oxygen in there.
Oh yeah, see, that's why you shouldn't trust any of this stuff. I'm not gonna trust any. But I mean, so our conversation for today. Let's jump right into it. We can finish. You guys, some people here are hungry.
Some.
Today's conversation is from a tweet, apparently, and it goes. I'm paraphrasing that there are more C300s in East Legon than in Stuttgart. What do you guys think about the sudden influx?
It's true. Let's close. It's true. Let's close. Thanks for joining us today, guys. You can go to East Legon.
You know, the only fallacy in this statement is the fact that they only put East Legon. Have you been to La Paz?
So I guess let's talk about.
Have you been to Laboni? No, actually no. They've all left Laboni for other reasons.
There's a sudden influx of C300. I mean, not only C300, C300 AMGs apparently, C250
AMGs, C180 AMGs,
C230. I'm talking about W203,
C320
with Spikey knows what I'm coming to see. With
Pan American.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, there's a Sprinter with that.
So I have a question about these Pan American girls. Are they being bought here?
Yeah, they're being imported.
Look, some look like they were fabricated in some metal shop for Abuso kind
like
of
the Sprinter one.
Yeah, exactly. And today we saw an ML, not even GL, ML with Pan American.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Bro, did you just hear me? Sprinter said they wear. So why ML can't wear?
Oh my god.
You're only lucky that the old A class and B class aren't wearing them yet.
Yes, in operative way.
Don't give people the idea.
Why are you guys hating on this?
C300.
C300.
I mean,
so yes,
why is anybody hating?
I mean, okay, look, I'll say right now I'm hating. They can't drive for Jack.
Well, these are people who graduated from
Corollas and Camrys, and all that they know. And I'm calling you. I'm calling them out right now because when we say, speed, your man no driving, no speed, what does it mean? Lane weaving and driving in a straight line. You introduce one slight bend in the road, then suddenly that's when they realize that this middle brake here means stop.
See, guys, you can't diss people's preferences, right? There are a lot of Range Rovers in East Legon as well.
You see, I think one thing I realized, and I think the reason why Mercedes have become ubiquitous, for lack of a better understated word, is when I went to the Mercedes Benz showroom and I spoke to one of the reps over there about Mercedes, and he was like, if people knew that they could afford an E-Class for the same amount they bought a Honda Accord for, they would buy more Mercedes.
Yeah.
So apparently it was as affordable as a brand new Mercedes was as affordable as a brand new Honda Accord.
Oh yeah,
yes,
that's
Silver Star.
What?
That's exactly. I'm telling you, that's exactly what. And
you know what? Can you get this person for us to talk to
why not?
the podcast? Because this is
news. You want to attend the person?
No. This is news. This is things people want to know.
No, it is actually very true. The base model of the C-Class and E-Classes were actually as affordable as a Honda Accord.
I mean,
100 and something thousand.
We've made this argument here that sometimes if you want to get your dream car, it's better when it's already here in the country to get it, as opposed to doing all the work to get it.
Well, if your dream car is stock, yes.
Exactly. So
unfortunately, a lot of the cars that are brought in brand new are base models.
Yeah.
You see the screen with the big divider in the middle.
Yeah. They're missing buttons don't press and things like that.
That's extremely interesting. So for me, I think the Mercedes hike.
But wait, hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. Wait, you're making a point. Your point was a brand new E-Class is
about the same amount as a Honda Accord, a brand new Honda Accord.
So
these cars aren't being brought brand new. They are being brought from Yankee or wherever.
Which means that they are affordable. That's why they're buying them.
I mean,
as compared to the other options.
Right.
If they look at the Mercedes and then you look, I mean, you can afford to buy a C300 for how much? 100 and something thousand. What's the selling price of the Honda Civic, the new one? It's about 100 and something thousand too. You see?
Yeah.
If I went to a garage and I compared the prices of the two, the Mercedes badge is more valuable than the Honda badge. Obviously.
There's a lot more
definitely. And there's a lot more girls I can pick up with the Mercedes.
A lot more prestige, a lot more business meetings you can secure.
We are talking about a certain demographic.
Please, I'm not.
I'm talking about a young demographic. I'm talking about 23 to 31 maximum.
But we are also doing business.
Relax.
It just raises. Actually, you know what? I don't want to raise it because it might shift the focus to another brand instead. I don't want to raise this question anymore.
It's brand, a BMW.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Because I was actually going to ask you that question.
Which is?
Why did you get the car you got? And you can see where that conversation would go.
No,
don't. Please don't.
See,
if you're going to answer the question,
you make a really good point.
If you're going to answer the question, right? Owing to what I said earlier, I only want a half answer, and simply that half answer should be why you didn't pick the alternative and leave it there.
So, right. You mean the alternative?
When you had to make that choice, there were two cars you had to choose from.
Yeah.
Yes.
And at the last minute,
yes,
you made the alternative choice.
Yes.
Right? Which is the choice you have now that's made you very happy.
Yes.
But if that information wasn't presented to you, you would have made the choice you have been talking for years.
Probably.
Yeah?
Yes.
And now, I'm not going to say what choice it was and why you made that choice because, like I said, it might shift the listeners that might be listening thinking, oh, it's time maybe I should get rid of my C300 AMG.
But don't get rid of your C300. It's not an AM.
That's one of the things I wanted to talk about.
Let me try.
I don't want them to shift that idea.
So I'm not going to answer.
Okay.
So
you have to edit my statement about the demographic because I like where this conversation is going. So let's pick it from there. Yes.
Okay.
So I made certain statements that do not hold entirely for that demographic.
Why did you say that?
Because now we are broadening demographic. Initially, I was limiting it. I was being racist.
No, but let's think about this. The C300 is an entry level car.
No, it isn't.
It's not.
The C180 is.
The C180 is.
C300 is
the C.
Yeah, the C
is entry level.
I know, but technically the A.
The CLA.
The A sedan. There's not an A sedan.
The A hasn't caught on like that. Right, so it's still the C's that have arrived. Check out me and my lights and my tail lights and stuff. Yeah. When I step out of the car, I look good.
I feel slightly seen, but okay, carry on.
No, it bestows a certain aura.
Yeah,
that's what Mercedes always done. So it's been about elegance and big boys. You know what I mean. And so I feel like people who are actually getting these C300s now are doing it because they have this desire.
It's image.
True.
Well, yes, but you see, the thing about luxury brands, yeah. So for example, let me go back to a brand that I can talk about, the X6. BMW generally releases a lot less X6s worldwide, right, than the X5, which is exactly the same mold, right, same engine, everything. But they do that because they wanted the X6 because of the 6 Series heritage. They wanted to keep it exclusive because the 6 Series is still very exclusive. The X6 is a bigger version of the 6 Series. That's what you get, right? So you're getting the aerodynamism and the luxury of the 6.
You basically get a 6 Series on stilts.
Yes, bigger larger ride height, right? Now, because of that, it's rarer. And this is not something that even in Ghana you find less X6s than X5s, or and globally it's even scarcer. So it's still a local when you see it, right? Now what Merc has done the opposite. So they've extended their product ranges, number one. So there is now there, the C is there, there's a E, and there also we read letters we don't understand.
B, R, like
some letters that they dropped along the line.
Exactly, right? So now if I'm looking for
it's not that. It's not Navarra.
If I'm looking for image status, I want to be seen. I want people to know that I've arrived, right? Let's go back to drug culture in the US. If the thing used to be, let me get my sneakers, right? Then it was, okay, let me get my chains, right? And it was like, okay, now I need a car. And so all the time you're doing this, you can have like a little car that you're using, right? But you got your sneakers, you're always looking sharp. And then you need to graduate to make a statement. Say,
step out of the Escalade.
Yeah. So now this is what I'm pulling up in. Now
spinning rims.
Let's not forget. So it's almost like the car, the Mercedes brand still exudes that and still bestows that presence and image and all that stuff. The problem is that a certain group of people have aspired to that image for a while, and suddenly that image has become widely available, right? So I think it's just like, I'm gonna do that because I can also do that now. You know what I mean? And that's why you're seeing this boom of things. Because I think like people are actually like looking to get the more advanced versions, the 63s, which is why you see a lot of fake badges now. Because people are realizing
we will talk
quickly
about that extensively, because that's where my problem.
Yeah, because people are realizing extensively like, so what I've done is I've actually gotten the base model.
Yes.
Right? But I need the prestige. And so if everybody's driving the same thing, how do I get prestige? In much the same way that people were doing the Corolla S's and the
Elite.
Yeah. It's now I need to get an AMG badge to pour on the car. So and I don't know how cheap it is to bring in a Mercedes, but there are a lot. And it doesn't help that a lot of them have DV plates.
Yes, it doesn't.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
So is it cheapening the brand? It depends on people who drive the brand. I don't drive Mercedes, so I don't particularly care. They're everywhere now.
I mean, it doesn't honestly as cheapening the brand, because they had lots of diehard Mercedes fans, particularly.
But they're not bringing in C300s though.
I know what they're bringing. They're bringing like AMGs with AMG badges from the factory.
Yes.
Not the ones that fell off during transit somehow. They had to reinstall later.
Oh my goodness.
Legit on AMG brand. I wish our AMG rep was here.
Yes, he is out there somewhere. He has a very good story about the missing AMG brand.
Why is it always stolen?
No. So let me tell you. So basically, Sawasi had an E-Class, and he used to fix it in Osu with a dude called Abuachi. We get there, and then the guy is working on his car, and Sawasi's E-Class was an avant-garde. So he's there sitting down.
You see, Mercedes do like avant-garde, like all of these.
Classic.
Yeah, avant. What is this?
That's besides the point.
So what kind of leather says avant-garde?
So
sorry, continue.
This dude shows up with a C250, right? And they are busily trying to put an AMG badge on the back of his car. And Sawasi goes to sit there to watch the entire process. And then the guy turns to me and was like, Charlie, say, like, then the AMG badge, they don't take put for factory top. So, right, it be me for do. And Sawasi said he just looked at the guy and nodded. Now, Sawasi is from a Mercedes family, so he knows his shit. But
it can be argued that he's from the Mercedes family.
Arguably. And he was like, the guy was very fidgety when Sawasi was sitting around looking at him. But basically, I want us to educate people. Because here's my thing. I think the reason why there are a lot of DV plates C300s is because it's like you said it, people aspire to own these cars. And let me be honest with you guys, whenever I buy a Mercedes, if I do buy a Mercedes like a used one, I don't want to have that car on me for more than a year. I don't want to deal with an old Mercedes that starts developing problems.
Oh, that's a whole different kind of words, bro.
I don't want that. So I will keep that DV plate for as long as I can, because in Ghana, when there's a DV plate, the value, you can put a higher value tag as opposed to when you put a proper number plate on it. So that's why there are a lot of CQ, because there are people on the market who do want to get into these cars, and I would want to resell it at a high price when I'm done with it. So that's why we'll do that. So let's tell people, like, what should you avoid? First thing I will say is that don't let anyone lie to you. Any AMG vehicle has 2 numbers, not 3.
It's as simple as, it's like buying any car. You want to buy a car.
Guys. I feel like this thing I come to say, this public education class you want us to have. If you are buying a car, right? Unless you're only buying the car out of blind pursuit, you should do your research. You're not buying a handbag. Do you understand what I mean?
You're right on with that, bro. Because like, if we're going to do this education on AMG lettering and numbering, by the time we finish, we now have to educate people on even TRDs, Type R, what do you call it?
Exactly.
The Raptors with stickers that are not Raptors.
Yes.
Bro, it's a long list.
The F-150 front ends.
The Land Cruisers that were made in 2012 but now have 2021 body kits.
Yes.
You see, so listen, the thing is, grab the VIN number and then just go to VIN checker online, put it in there, and then see the breakdown on the vehicle's details.
Yes.
And then you know whether the car you're buying is 2014 first of all, as they claim it is, whether it is someone said my car is a V6.
Which car?
The BMW. I said it was a straight 6. It's like,
What's that?
what's a straight 6 and a V6? I'm like, no, it's not a V6. It's a straight 6. And we had that argument when I said it has 6 cylinders. Hey, so it's a V6. I said no.
Because people don't understand.
So you see,
So what's a W16 then? What's a W12?
No, please, they haven't reached them. They haven't even gone.
That's a
They
math
haven't-
equation.
But you see, but this is the thing, right? Because let's see, for me, it's a bit ridiculous, and I think for all of us, really, it's a bit ridiculous to see C300 AMG. Because they will not you don't know what you're talking about. Completely, like you have no.
What's the video?
You don't know what you're talking about, or you know, and you're just trying to mislead someone else.
No, it's not misdirection. Because if you are doing actual misdirection, you would remove
The 300.
you would remove the 300 and keep the AMG. That's
We've
it.
seen a C, I think it was a C250,
AMG.
heavily body kitted.
Yes.
Now they've removed the 250, put a 63
Yes.
AMG, heavily kitted.
It's Spiky. Remember when we were in Trust Towers?
That was the exact car I'm talking about, my brother. That's the exact car. It's a C250 F4.
All those who live in the Adabraka area know exactly.
Adabraka Asylum down know exactly.
Yeah,
MCL, that was the number plate.
Yep.
MCL.
Man.
This was C250. And they put a 63 body kit, 63 numbering, everything. 4 pipes.
So
Just doesn't sound apart.
that's a guy. You see, so this is somebody
That is genuine.
because he's gone out of his way
To do everything.
confound the public, right? What he needs to do is go one step further and do like an army tricks or something to his exhaust, or go to
Bruh, to a 4-pot.
you know what I mean, and just like straight pipe this thing or do it. Do whatever you can do to make it sound like an AMG, and then what
And
you
if I
can
rate
do.
that to the exhaust.
But don't pull up with a C180 and have the audacity to on the other side of the
With your blue efficiency. with your blue efficiency.
I mean, let's be real. It's very possible that the C63S, the new ones, could actually have the blue efficiency.
But it's not here yet.
It's not here yet.
So
yes.
unless that person and
works with testing cars for Stuttgart.
Stuttgart,
It's
exactly.
not here. No, I mean, look. So okay, so we can't educate all of you, but listen, this is very,
Just
very
do your damn
basic
research.
question. If you have, if your car comes in and it says C anything, numbers 180, 200, 250, 300. I think they got 350, right?
There's a 450.
They're not bringing that one.
Yeah.
They're not bringing this one. So it's 350.
Yeah.
If you want to kit it AMG, we're assuming that you understand what an AMG is. That's why you want the AMG. So it's fine to get the badge from wherever you get it and stick it on the car.
Unless you think the AMG is Arab Money Gang, then you are clearly not.
I'm out for girls.
You are clearly not following this conversation.
Oh my days.
That's a whole other education.
You see, which is why I told you if we start going down this rabbit hole, it would have to be a whole series.
No, but
so look, simply if you want to drive Mercedes Benz, and you want an AMG, if you're not buying an AMG, there's nothing wrong with you putting an AMG badge on your car. Let me just make that clear. Like, do you, Charlie? But delete the numbers, right? So if you have a C200, you get rid of the 250 and you can buy the AMG badge and stick on the car, because typically AMG cars only have 2 numbers. So if you like, you can do C20 AMG, right? But when you go into an AMG, you are going to a completely different space, right? And if you're trying to keep up the prestige, if you don't care, it's fine. But if you're trying to keep up the prestige of whatever, you should probably just like delete the numbers, keep your AMG badge. Nobody's going to harm you. If you can, go and tweak your sound, but then don't go to Laboni or Cantonments. There are ways to do this stuff. Shall I look? You are buying what you can afford. If you want to kit your car, you can kit your car. Nobody's going to kind of chase you. What we're saying is don't drive around town with a C200 AMG, because everybody else who knows about cars will know that you don't know about cars, which is not a good look in the first place, right?
But I mean, for me, I think my issue is that I know for sure that people who are kitting out their cars are giving them the AMG body kits, putting the AMG badge on it, and then retailing at a higher price than what the car is actually worth.
That's good business. That's should do you. It's like flipping property.
People are putting Brabus badges.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No. It's fair. It's fair because it means the person who you are selling to
is ignorant.
Period. It's fine. Ignorance is no excuse of the law. Ignorance.
Actually, no, you're right. There's a legal term for it. Like caveat term to buyer beware.
Yes.
Like, as a buyer, you're responsible for making sure that the product you're buying is the right thing.
There's a website called Google. I mean, it's easy. So if you are doing that, if you are kitting your C180 with an AMG kit and you are tweaking your sound, you are tinting the windows, do ceramic 5%. Get red seat belts, right? You can transform the car to look like an AMG vehicle, and then you can sell it somebody doesn't know.
To an unsuspecting buyer.
Yes, and they will think they have an AMG, and you and I will know that you are cool. Do you understand? Because it's the onus. If you are going to buy a car is
anything. If you're going to buy anything, I guess many people don't know what exactly an AMG is, and an AMG is not just a body kit. It's not just.
You see, I'm sorry to.
If you want to go
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
No, I mean, like, a lot of people don't even know, for even starters, the difference between a C class and E class. A lot of people don't know the difference between a C250, a C300.
Bro,
a lot of people, I'm serious, all they think is design different.
I mean, people don't even know, like, I think.
And now
they don't know what
difficult
format it is.
Bruh. No.
So I have a question for
4x4s.
I have a question for you guys. So if people don't know this stuff, do you think they care? I think maybe it's just us who care as much.
I think maybe
it's the petrol heads that care.
Because people are just like, it's a car. Like somebody said to me, said, wait to get from point A to point B, which actually cuts me. It cut me deep, right? And I will get that girl back. I mean, Araba, your friend. Don't worry.
I mean, that's
the friend you're talking about.
Yes. That's another one. I've got her Rosemore, I think. Yeah, the three of you. It's cool. Don't worry.
So I think in essence, what we seek to do in the form of educating people about the badging on cars should rather be for petrol heads rather than the general public, because the general public really wouldn't care when they go to buy the cars. And I remember, I know this because I know someone who wanted to buy a BMW just because I was making noise about BMW all the time. These were his words. It's like, you're always making noise about BMW. I'm going to buy a BMW. And then,
I know the story.
Like, just waltz out there, maybe a different one. I don't know which one.
I think I know.
This guy just waltz out there, goes to look for a BMW.
Oh, but he just walks out there about a random BMW.
Like, he doesn't care. He wants to buy a BMW. And hits me up and is like, oh, Charlie, I want you to check this out. Sends me the pictures of the car that he's about to buy. I'm like, okay, why do you want to buy this specific car? It's like BMW.
It's a BMW. That's what he wants. He wants the badge. He's buying the badge.
He doesn't care what's in it, what happened, bro.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of when I was looking for my car, and here's a case where I know exactly what I want. Someone told me, oh, he services his car himself because he is an actual mechanical engineer in the company he works in, which is an automotive company. Fair enough. Actually, that sounds good. Yeah, until I saw the car, and then my immediate thought was, I need to escape this place immediately.
Wait, is this the time we went to West Hills?
Wager.
Yeah, Wager, yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
I mean, the clutch died on you when we got to
exploded.
Yes.
And the best part was
he was in the car.
Yeah, the guy who he sold to go with me turned out later to be his parts dealer. And I mean, he's looking at the warnings on the dash, which it says that his gearbox has overheated, and he doesn't understand what it means. Like, but if you supply the parts to this car, oh well. At least I know what car I'm not buying.
Yeah, that was an interesting day. I remember that.
I mean, I wish your man found that car.
It was on the state too.
Yeah, I know.
So see, like Obi said, a lot of people would just want to buy cars and then, kiss them whichever way they want. We've seen people do crazy stuff. We've seen that Corolla that looks like something that was regurgitated from a Transformers robot fight.
I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, we've seen.
What fruit is it? Like all red on the outside and white on the inside.
Dragon fruit.
There you go.
It looks like it actually really does look like a dragon fruit.
We've gone from that. We've gone from even our fraternity.
Hi, Selassie.
With people putting M badges on BMWs that are not M's.
Bruh.
I mean, with the club formation, that's actually reduced a whole lot because now people appreciate what an M is and what an M is not. But still doesn't stop a Golf driver from putting M colors on his car, and then a Ford Raptor guy from putting M colors on his car. People will do whatever they want just because it looks good. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've seen a Golf with M performance on the windscreen. I have a picture to prove that. I've seen a Picanto with M colors. You can't stop people. They don't understand it, so they'll do it. It's like saying that you're going to the people where Winston went to school and tried to change a certain lifestyle. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
It's ingrained in the system. No, but I feel you though. And sometimes just occurs to me is maybe it's also aspiration. People are saying, I want to buy an M when I grow up.
Maybe it's also an act of faith.
It could be Arab Money Gang. It's a group label, and we are putting it on our car. Which one concern you?
Yeah, that's true.
But wait, before we wrap up and everything, sorry to cut you off.
It could be all money good.
You talked about VIN numbers, and this is a very, very important conversation to have. And it's not only about C300, it's about every car. Because unfortunately, we heard about these three gentlemen who died in their C300. It got bent. As to the details of how it happened, we don't know. But
they got bent inside the car?
They couldn't get out?
They couldn't get out.
Wow.
What?
We don't know. The details are
clear. It's not clear if they had an accident. It's not clear if they were asleep in the car and they couldn't. They didn't know to get out. There's so little information.
So our resident AMG specialist just golly. Our resident. You can pass. Our resident AMG specialist.
How many times in the office?
I'm the resident.
Yeah.
Arab Money Gang.
Yes.
Been AMG owner for 2 months. How am I the specialist?
You've lived in a home with AMGs for how many years?
Owned an AMG, but you're no stranger to them.
I'm using an AMG. I'm a custodian. I'm necessarily an owner.
Do you want to tell the people what AMG you own actually?
What is this?
I think Obi would like to tell them. I think Obi would like to tell them, or Spiky, because this I think this is one of the only Mercedes I've actually heard you guys say you would like.
Was that 550?
665.
Sorry.
You was bound for the correction, right?
It's a CL 3338. no. So he has a CL 65.
Yeah.
V12
Single 6, single 5.
bi-turbo Mercedes Benz AMG. I think it's honestly one of the most powerful cars.
Yeah, I think.
And you don't have it simply because of shaggy reasons. It is actually a collector's item.
It is.
Because they are never going to make that engine again in that combination.
This is what I was talking about for the CLS as well. Like those cars are fading out, they are dying breed. Yeah. So what you got is like,
a collector's item. I think
the reason why I want that S-Class coupe S65.
Oh, we should have this conversation. It's actually a conversation Selassie and I have argued about several times. So I'm hoping you would like to come on. Whether people buy cars as investments or just as Ami and her friend said, from point A to point B.
Ami.
Actually, you know what?
You guys cut me deep. I just say it again. You guys really cut me deep today, but we'll deal with it.
I've got a quote here.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just basically titled "I love being a car enthusiast." Okay. You saw this way back when, so. Shall I read it now to close us out?
No, we're not done
closing out.
So we're talking about the VIN number situation. So we've seen over the past few weeks, it's like almost every weekend a new car bans.
Wait. So this is where I'm coming. So
we don't know the story. That's the problem.
But the car bent.
The car bent, and there were 3 people in the car. Bent on ashes. Yes. Very, very tragic. Very, very sad.
3 people.
3
guys.
None of them could get out.
And they couldn't get out of the car.
That like
we don't know the details.
We don't know.
How do you know it's a true story?
There was a video.
So they were killed, put in the car, and the car sets on fire.
That's unfortunate.
Now that's a deeper level than.
I really don't know. But basically,
I mean, my CSI just went pew pew pew.
It could be murder, yo.
Yeah, cause 3 people, nobody could break glass.
Well,
because what you're thinking is okay. So I guess what you're thinking is the central lock system shut down. They were locked in.
But
they couldn't wind down the windows.
But in modern cars, even if the central system is locked, once you're inside the car, you can
open the door. Yeah.
So then, guys, I don't think that's a problem. I don't think.
No, but what I'm branching into, connecting to the VIN number thing is checking the history of the used car you are buying.
It's up to you.
No, but you have this is something we have to tell you.
Guys, listen. That's why I'm telling you that. Look. What are you talking about? I'm looking for a really trivial example. I'm going to buy a
phone. Yeah.
Do you know that there are people who still go and buy phones and come back and are alarmed that the box is empty? It's a personal decision. Look, we're not here to evangelize anything. If you are going to buy a car, if you are going to sink 10,000 cedis into an investment, I think you should check. I think you should just check. But if you don't feel like checking too, it's cool. It's not by force. Oh, you want them to check the VIN? Your point.
People don't know this. People don't know.
You can't say that. The people don't know what they can check the VIN numbers.
Check the VIN numbers. People don't even know what the VIN number is.
Anyway, you are right, because I saw an ad on Instagram that said the car was ready in Ghana. They were selling the car, so DM for pricing. The car was still on an auction site in the US.
Still sitting.
Yeah, boys have receipts, yo. So okay, fine. I get that, but
see, my only advice concerning the VIN number and buying used cars
to know the damage history.
The damage history, because flood cars are extremely dangerous.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Okay, so I checked the VIN number and it says it's a flood car.
Yeah.
Then what?
Don't buy it.
Why?
No,
the chances
of
the
money I get.
The chances, it doesn't matter.
It won't save you.
Okay, so what you're saying is if I find a car and the car is a flood car, I just shouldn't buy it.
We would advise you not to buy it.
The only way that I'll say fine, buy it is if you are very closely involved with the restoration process.
And even that is not, because here's the thing.
Why are you going to restore it in Ghana?
Well, it's up to you.
No,
you insist on going down that path of going.
When a car is flooded, typically what you're supposed to do is take out all the electrical terminals, take out the battery, so that there's no electric current running through the car. People go as far as even trying to start the car.
Did you say trying?
So all this is damage, and let's say for instance,
does driving through the flood at Circle consider
as flood car damage? I think we should every single
flood damage coming to you every single.
I mean, it's kind of started already. It has
bro. I feel you don't buy a flood car because yes, you shouldn't buy a car that's flooded, and it might look really good by the way.
Yeah.
That's the problem with flood cars.
Don't remind me of that 35 I saw on it.
Bro, don't remind me of that C63S coupe I saw going for $13,000.
Look,
It was flat.
Look,
So are you saying?
don't remember the car that's sitting in my house right now.
Hold on. So are you saying that you
I
got
was
from that car?
It was blue.
That is
it
hard
was
to
so
pass. You
beautiful.
see, remember the color still. It's very hard to pass on black car if you're not strong.
But he doesn't own it right now.
True.
Yeah.
So it means he passed.
So here's the thing. Like for instance, how much cabling? The only car that I know the length of its cabling, the Bentley Continental GT, 2016 model, 5 miles of cabling. 5 miles. How are you going to go through all that cabling to figure out which one has short circuited because of something?
We won't do alteration.
So
who here? Cut it out. This one is not here. We'll cut them out. We'll block all of them. In fact, we'll relay them all.
So that's what I have to say. But is there anything else you guys have to say about VIN numbers and checking damage history and all that stuff?
You wouldn't, when you're buying something that is expensive,
yes,
you would make sure that you're getting your money's worth.
I mean, you would think that you are buying something that's expensive that's going to carry you inside of it. You would think that people will do some due diligence.
Look,
I think
people don't appreciate.
People are buying second-hand underwear.
True.
Do they do any due diligence on that?
People barely understand the fact that cars are in excess of over a ton and have a lot of momentum when moving. You shouldn't step lightly in front of them.
30 miles is it?
Yeah.
If a car hits you at 30 miles, you are probably
but that doesn't stop them. That doesn't stop the cars get up to that speed. It sure as hell doesn't stop people standing in front of the cars.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So right now you are educating the pedestrians about crossing the road.
It's heavy. Wait, didn't our minister of this thing, roads and this thing say that the drivers are the problem?
Oh, he said, yeah. He didn't say that. He said that the fact that it's not the drivers are the problem. It is the drivers and the fact that the roads are smooth. That's the problem.
What?
Yeah. The fact that they have so many accidents is because of the drivers and the smoothness of the roads.
So you know, the fact that we're having this conversation.
The fact that we're having this conversation, bro. I cannot. And I'm hungry on top. Like I don't know what's going on. No.
You know what? Okay, now let's wrap it up.
No, let's wrap it up. This where you put us, we can't wrap it up.
Okay.
See what that guy said, and there's a whole AMA unit that was trained by specialists in.
Don't say speed ramps.
No, not speed ramps. When it comes to, what causes our accidents and all that, they actually. So if you use the N1 a lot, you notice at a point in time it was very dark, and then they came to light them.
Yeah.
This was.
And then they forgot again.
This was post the training the guys went to. So they were funded. I think it was the UN and some other international organizations came together, basically trying to fight road traffic accidents. And so for someone from an adjacent unit who should have this information to say something like this, just tells you that if what we are about to do in trying to advise people is like me trying to put a drop of water in here and then say, okay, I'm going to fetch it back out. The people don't know. The people are it's a cascading virus.
Okay.
From here, they don't know. Comes down. And the person who's probably going to listen, who could know, it's not the one that they are going to ask to go and buy a car. They'll say, oh, because for Eric, taxi driver, don't go German. Now, here's a car, papa.
You know the waterfall method in software testing. That is where we're at. This is the problem. See, and I'm very. I wasn't going to say anything like this. But let me just say, right? Forget about cars. You know why bikers have loud exhaust? Because it's pretty hard to stop.
I mean, Spikey would know.
It's pretty hard to stop in that quick time frame right, where a pedestrian crosses you or a door opens or what, and that's just bikers, right? Which is why a lot of times you find bikers revving their engine.
Or sometimes even in traffic, they're honking their horn constantly.
No, I'm talking about the big bikes. Forget about these PPP people. I'm talking about the big bikes, right? That's why you hear them and people think, hey,
Keche.
it's not sketchy. They are trying not to die, right? Now, the reason, and I know there's been a lot of debate around this. I don't understand why the debate is there, right? But the reason why stock sports vehicles come with loud engines, right? It's because those vehicles are designed to travel at certain speeds, right? And because of that, I don't know why you laugh.
Let me tell you why I'm laughing. So I'm laughing because yesterday in a WhatsApp group I've been, they posted the race you guys organized in 2019 December on the trade fair. Yeah, Carlos. Yeah. And then a friend of mine, when he posted it, he was like, "Hey, how did they organize? How did they block the road?" I was like, "If you know the number of Oshikon names, before they did each race,
bruh."
See,
like,
and it's
Obi and I were the safety. Actually, you know, we'll have a separate episode for the experience that day, man. The work we went through to save people, to keep people alive.
I've identified two things.
Ghanaians are suicidal.
That's one and two.
Look, it's the reason, and you know, I know people talk about loud exhaust and things, but if you realize all the cars that are getting loud exhaust, some of them are coming in stock.
Yes.
And that's not a mistake from the manufacturer.
But your exhaust tier, your manufacturer tier exhaust.
Yes, yeah, they think that exhaust
problem from factory.
So this is a weird thing in itself, right? But loud exhausts are the quickest and most effective way to warn wayward pedestrians.
We will definitely have a whole conversation about this.
And because you brought up this.
You see
this thing.
No,
we need to have.
This will be a trailer to another episode.
This was actually a street drag race where all protocols had been observed. There were barriers, there were police, there was fire service, there was an ambulance, there was an event.
And there were cars doing 0 to 60.
And there were cars doing a quarter mile.
You have to put the police in quotes.
In like
records.
In like 11 seconds.
And people would still, like they would see the cars coming with lights.
So
and decide that this is the time to pee out.
Did I not tell you that Ghanaians are suicidal?
That was an experience for me that
I mean, they are suicidal until they realize what it means to actually take your own life using these methods. Because I'm hooking someone's arm in the middle of the road, like, don't move. I'm hooked to you, like, don't move, stand and wait, because the race has started. My man said, "Oh, I'll see the car coming." That's what he said when he crossed the road. When he came to my side, I stopped it from going all the way to the next side. So I'm holding him. The cars roll past, and that's when he's like, okay, now I'll see how fast it is.
You can appreciate the kind of I
can let you to smear yourself all over the road, but I'm not ready to help pay the other guy's insurance premiums to get his car fixed.
No, but again, it's our fault. It's our fault. I take all that back. We will know they understand what they happen. Because we shouldn't be.
Why are you driving?
We shouldn't be driving. No, we shouldn't be driving in the first place. We should just.
I told you people something, but if you forget.
I agree with you now.
See, the people all know they understand even the car self. Tell you something. Somebody took a Honda. Somebody went to a shop and saw a Honda Civic Hybrid.
Okay.
Very mint looking DV, sitting there gathering dust, and then he said, "Oh, is this person selling?" He said, "Yeah, but it be problem car." It's like, what? He said it came with a mistake from the factory. What's the mistake? It has 2 batteries.
Oh, how can I be?
And this is a mechanic saying this. Now, if it is a mechanic saying that,
mechanic or organizer?
He's a fitter.
That's not the same. Mechanic, organizer is terrible.
It's a fitter.
So that's why I wanted clarity.
If anyone will know the difference between the mechanic and the organizer.
That would be me. This very guy said the car came with a mistake from factory. So it has 2 batteries. He doesn't understand that it's a hybrid, and he's a mechanic, a fitter.
Okay.
And so you understand what I say when I say cascading virus. The guy they bred.
I mean,
The
definitely knows.
and he's the one who's going to advise the layman.
Oh, he knows his way around the 2014 Land Cruiser that looks like a 2020 model.
Well, he doesn't.
He does.
Let me tell you a very funny story. This happened in Nigeria, where I'll not forget the story because this was an E60 5 series.
My guy, Nigeria is just model and internet service.
No, but this is like
normal things don't happen there.
This is like way back. This is when the E60 had just come out.
So when it was only model, no internet service.
People don't be raising Nigerian reporters. Nigerians have Twitter following. Yo, please, I'm not at home. So this guy takes his E63 to get serviced, right? They take out the issue and lose it. End of story. That's
Your car. A friend of mine bought one. It was not a 65 though. I think it was a 500. Yeah, I think it was a 500. It was black. I remember because of the chrome thing on the shoulder over here. Oh, I love that car. When he bought from an expert who was leaving. One day he had an issue. When it was rough idling, he started a car and then the car would just be bouncing like that. So he took it to his friend's mechanic who he directed him to. I mean, I paid attention to the engine because it looked nice. You know, everything was so organized.
Like the S63 coupe we saw today. That engine was
the day he was supposed to go pick up the car, I went with him to go pick up the car. Now, on our way to walking to the car, this place was in Usu somewhere. Walking to the car, I saw something on the ground that looked like it could have come from his car.
No.
You see?
Sorry. Usu where?
So
Salvation Army that side.
I don't know Salvation Army.
Wait. There's this airplane that used to company that used to be over there. Was it Starbo or something like that?
No, that's Banda's place.
That's near the hospital.
That's near one. No, Starbo was actually around one airport square. That's next to one airport and number one Oxford Street. That's
not very close. But you just continue.
Wait, is that Starbo? No, Banda's one was which one?
I mean, the Starbo I know is near the school.
Okay, then I think I'm confusing.
Association International, I think.
There's also cars to the front there where the mechanic there.
The mechanic in there, he did a back. You know, Villa Monticello, that side. So we're getting there and I see some things on the ground that look like could have come from my friend's car. These things look very familiar. But, you know, yeah, we know more. We walk up to the car, we get to the car, then the guy, we meet the mechanic, you know, the master of the shop. He starts to brief my guy on, they fixed the problem, it stopped and everything. So what was it? He starts, you know, then the Air Max sensor, then something. Started to talk plenty. My concern was from afar, I could notice that the engine cover was not on. And I was hoping it was going to be put on before they closed the bonnet. So I was thinking they are not done. But before we get to the car, I see the bonnet coming down. At which point, I'm still gathering my senses. So I asked my guy, you come out your engine cover. It's like, which one that? Now that should tell you the kind of person that he is. And I'm like, the thing with them draw the Benz, you know, logo on there. He's like, no, it's for there. I'm like, it's not there. So he starts to look, by which time they've already closed the engine. We get it, they open the engine again. He's like, my cover no. And the guy calls somebody, he picks it up and then dusts it off. And then it's bringing it in. I tell him to hold up. Then I noticed some wires that I know have harnesses that connect them and stick them into some holes, you know, to lock them in place. The harnesses were missing. The wires were dangling all over. And there's this locker somewhere that I know exists because I've seen it, also not there.
Remove all the sensors. And
you know, I love Mercedes for one thing. They have these cable, like some nets that goes around the cables and says it's all these things were Charlie my OCD man. If the car be my own, like I should say by that time, I go Super Saiyan.
You slap people,
bro. Which slap? And they call Kamehameha destroy the whole place. How you say what? The whole place, like. It's not my car, but I felt the pain because this is a car that I went to them to see before he bought. Low mileage, very good looking. Now these things are missing. So I begin to ask, because he's talking to the master, I begin to ask the guy who's about to fix the cover, where is the locker for this thing? Then he starts looking around the ground, someplace, using his leg to go and check among some stuff they've gathered there. Jesus is Lord.
Maybe today you get your car.
By the time the master and my friend come back to the car and they realize that I was asking a guy about a few things, and he's like, oh, Sanya man, don't worry. Able to me, I thought your friends and lockers need be not a shame. To wait, those things don't matter. You can just replace them with anything. In my mind, you get sense past the white man we make the car. And this is someone, and they cleared the problem all right, but now we go sit to the car inside, and oh boy, disco. Yeah, the dash was well lit.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
you know what? When I told the guy,
shout out to the Vac Nation.
When I told the master that what's with all the error lights on this, they say, oh, they for put computer on the car and clear more. The car gonna be fine.
Honestly, I think.
No,
you're not done.
I have a question.
That's my conclusion.
I have a question. Did you see the car before your friend took it to the workshop?
I know that I didn't have those lights because he sent me a video of the shaking.
Okay.
So the lights they are not saying no date on.
Because it's very possible that a friend must have removed the engine cover.
They found the engine cover. The cable. He did a baller though. It wasn't very far. It was right to the left on the baller.
Wow.
You know what I told my friend? I said, if you go to a mechanic shop and half the ground is covered in dirt, it's not a place for Mercedes.
Wow.
True.
I mean,
wow.
Either you're going to live there with your interior dusty and dirty and everything, or things are going to get missing like they did. Anyway, moral of the story, he took the car to a more sensible mechanic, came back with a bill which was about what? Almost 45% how much he paid for the car.
Let's not talk about going to mechanics and bills, because we just got our Jeep back from the manufacturers because someone crashed into it. So his insurance taking care of it, and we took it to the manufacturers. And long story short, we paid the amount that would cost to buy an entire car for our back door.
What?
Yeah.
No, the insurance paid or
The insurance paid.
The insurance paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's coming out of our premium, isn't it?
Yeah, so your premium goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this has been fun. We still don't have a name, though.
No, but are we done?
Yeah, you guys don't want walls. It's 11:30 p.m.
Ah, okay.
My way far.
Because the food no come. So
The food is here, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But it's not here.
It's not in here, but it's in the
So
building.
the food is there.
It's in the building. Yeah.
Oh, right.
All right. So, do you guys have any ideas for a name? You said Optane, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what?
Someone said Petrosexual, Michael.
Yeah.
Petrosexual. Spiky.
Charlie, I'm thinking.
Drivetrain. I don't know.
Look,
You know what?
right now, Spikey's mind is seriously underclocked.
Yeah. He wants to check out. So.
Can I just point out that Spike is wearing M Motorsports sneakers?
And can I point out that you are wearing M Motorsports cap and gloves?
My bad.
Can I point out Michael is also wearing an F30 gang t-shirt?
Are you serious?
I didn't notice.
Can I point out that I'm wearing a polo shirt?
It's actually a polo V-neck t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because in these parts, when you say polo shirt, it's Lacoste.
Oh yeah. So with the horse. And
Actually, you should get a proper Lacoste, like with the alligator logo and an actual crocodile on your shoulders.
All right. So this was fun. Hopefully our next episode. What?
And Omega AMG.
Oh, yes. Selassie, our AMG specialist, will hopefully grace us. And then
By the way, you say hopefully grace, I expect closing prayer. Hopefully, his Oga will show up.
Ooh, that would be such a episode.
Oga at the top.
If his Oga shows up, I will be here because I'll be like, there's too much aura, yo. It's like,
You're blinded.
I saw his Oga pulling up some white. Yo,
It's okay.
I just want to give special salute all the
Vote of thanks.
proper car enthusiasts who have shown us the way, man. There are some people who helped shape my childhood who I saw driving today. Just like, bro. There's so much to be done, man. So quick shout out to
Oga at
the top, yes. Fantastic. We want to come and see your collection, boss.
Oh, it's on YouTube actually.
No, that's half the collection.
No,
It's not the entire collection that's on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know.
Guys, go look at it for a YouTube video. It's keeping
3,000
horsepower.
Horses.
Yeah, keeping 3,000 horsepower in a pandemic. In a lockdown. Sorry.
Keeping, I thought it was 6,000 horsepower.
It's 3.
Keeping 3,000 horsepower in the pandemic. Go look for that video on YouTube. It's
nice.
It's motivational, inspirational, aspirational.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a wrap. The usual, like, very, very important. Comment, tell us about your car issues. Maybe we'll get some people on here who can help you guys.
Don't say maybe, we'll definitely.
Tell us why you like cars.
Obi doesn't want to educate anybody, but
Me, I educate you, but I'll tell you the truth. Like, some things I'm not. Look, science, if we don't study the whole curriculum, but yeah, we did. So,
we move.
that's all things you don't need to know.
And share, so anybody can watch this.
So, this is a podcast or what?
Yeah, this is a video podcast. So interesting news. I might be able to get us a Nissan Leaf to do some testing with.
Is that electric car?
It's a hybrid.
You know what? For that, I want Obi to test it.
But yeah, that will be another time. So catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.